see you now. As soon as you open the door, you feel like that person is looking at you eye to eye, watching every step of you move and make your way up to his front seat right next to him with his cup of coffee right there. And the last thing you want to hear is him saying, "Hey, do you want money from me?" Or taking that coffee mug and throwing it right at your face, right? That's the first thing that comes to mind. Well, I'll try and change that ideology today a little bit. Yeah. First of all, let's start with, what do you guys think? I want to hear everyone say one thing, a fear that they have when they hear the word fundraising. Let's start on this thing. Just one thing.
I don't have money.
Coming up short.
Coming up short, yeah.
People.
People, yeah.
The word no.
The word no, rejection.
Rejection.
Many kinds of rejection, right?
Lack of volunteering.
Lack of volunteering.
Yeah, I think it's the phone calls.
The phone calls. Okay, interesting.
The word no.
The word no.
Convincing people to give me money.
Convincing people, yeah.
Having to beg.
Yes, that feeling of begging. The word no. Okay.
When a person tells you like, do you think it's going to work?
That question when you're asked like, how sustainable do you think this is, right? Something like that. Okay, so that is pretty much interesting. And there was a study done in the US, and they said about 90% of the people have the similar kind of threat that we all just mentioned. I don't even think that's US. We can even do a study and have the same results, right? Okay, so what I'm going to start off with, we usually have this, it's called the tin cup mentality, that we think that when we're out fundraising, we feel like we're beggars. We feel like we're deprived, right? That's how we feel. We all feel like that, right? We feel like it's a hard step, that coffee might come on my face, or I'm told, out you go, the rejection, right? So it's called the tin cup mentality. And it's time to change that way of thinking. When you go approach a sponsor, or you're approaching a probable sponsor, this is your time. Remember, his life, day in, day out, is walking into the office, paying bills, paying for the family, supporting the family, trying to raise the family. But they usually don't have so much time to go out there. It is your job to link them. It is your job to give them the support. That feeling of gratitude that he has within himself. So he should feel like, I'm giving back to the community. Remember, he's not investing in you, where it's not a dollar investment, it's an investment through you. You are the chain. So you have to make sure that the cause that you're going for, or the reason why you're up there, is valid, or a project that you're taking up to him is valid. And you are the channel that links the giver to the cause. Are we all on the same speed, or am I too fast? Yeah? So, what do you guys understand when I say giver and cause? Who's the giver? The donor. And the cause? What you're going to do with the money, right? So we have to make sure that we let their human instinct of generosity come in and kick in. It's rather an emotional transaction that we work with day in and day out. So I know most of us like, and I'm sorry to pop this balloon right now, it's usually, we feel that you're going to have this, this big shark sitting there and going to be like, hey man, I have $20 million in my account. Do you have any project with you? I can lend you the money, right? You can go ahead. Well, guys, if you're believing in that, I'm so sorry to pop the bubble and say, it's not going to happen. Every opportunity that comes your way has to come starting from you to ask. You need to be able to ask first. Then, it's the only way you can actually propagate your project and go ahead. So, this opportunity that you're giving them is an opportunity that is the gift of life at times. Yeah. So I want to talk about the famous LIA, L-I-A. So there's this famous thing that's called the LIA. It's called the liability. Okay. So the link. What do you think we'd say if we say you're linking one to the other? What do you mean, like when I say the word link? Connect. That's a good word to put it. Something else?
Relate.
To relate. Perfect. To channel. Yeah. So your job to link, when I say the word link, is to be able to give them that framework. Okay, so I'm going to try and do that. Let's see, I'm going to give you a quick example. Do you all know that Rotaract is working on that Fund a Child project that Beata and Francis are heading? Imagine seeing a world where females are empowered and have the opportunity to progress in life and become Tanzania's #1 entrepreneur or become Imagine giving them that opportunity. So how many of us listening to that feel like, okay, I'm kind of interested? Yeah. So that's your first step. You have to make sure that you link your audience, your sponsors with you directly. So there should be a direct connection. Okay? Now the biggest thing is the interest. Yeah? The interest is pretty famous because, okay, if I'm gonna go fundraise for a project on diabetes, or I'm talking about healthy lifestyle, do you think I can go to Pepsi for that? Because I'm gonna kill their business, right? If I go to Pepsi for an interest for diabetes, they're gonna kill me. Or they're gonna be, yes, then definitely that coffee mug will be thrown at me, yeah? Because they're gonna kick you out. And then the ability. The ability is basically, it comes with a triple T. It comes with time, talent, and what's the famous one? Treasure. Yeah. So when we feel like when we're doing time, talent, and treasure, right? Time, can a company give you their time? Yeah. To listen to you, to try and incorporate project framework for you. That is where we're looking at the time frame. How can they help? Talent. So let's say you're doing a health screening. You're gonna come to Kairuki Hospital and you're gonna ask them for their talent, their doctors. And they provide you with doctors that are gonna come. And then the treasure. So with every company that you're gonna go, you're gonna ask for funds. So if a company can give you. Now if you're gonna go to a company that is just starting up and is unable to make sure their own funds get paid, well, they're not going to give you any, right? So then the rejections will come in. So you have to make sure that you all run this thing down. So let's start with L. L, what's L? Link. What is Link about? Framework. Okay, so now we're going to do a quick exercise on the Link. I'm going to give you everyone like 3 minutes to think of a project and to come up with the link. How am I going to accomplish this one? Like the one I gave as an example. Okay, I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes each of you. Yes. Okay, the link is basically how you link your sponsors with the cause. So they're investing through you for an emotional transaction. So that's linking the two. So I'm just going to repeat the example for the people that just came in a little late. Link is basically, let's say for the Rotaract Fund a Child project, if I enter the corporate office and say, imagine seeing a world where females are empowered and they get the education that they require, go through school and become Tanzania's #1 entrepreneur or Tanzania's #1 female doctor. So I've already created an emotional link with my sponsors and myself. So accepted. Any questions? Yeah? So 3 minutes? Great. 3 minutes. Individual. Individual. I want everyone to think.
Off Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. This many people.
Just give random numbers.